Aloha and welcome to Touchful Podcast. This will be a different episode. I can feel it. So what I usually do is I plan my episodes a little bit beforehand, and I know what I want to talk about, and sometimes it's this very strong urge to talk about this or that. Sometimes I take some notes, sometimes I prepare an episode for a couple of days, and sometimes it's just more of an inspiration that comes in a moment. But today is very different. I want to give you a little bit of context of where I am and how I am feeling, and take you and myself on some sort of a journey, like a stream of consciousness. Because I feel that there are some things that want to come through me tonight. And I'm saying tonight because when I'm recording this, it's currently 11 o'clock at night, and I have just received, it has finished about an hour ago, a lomi session from a dear friend of mine. And I feel that that session has opened up something in me. Or maybe not even opened up, because I want to share with you also my process of opening up my heart, and I kind of feel that this session was like a culmination of it, I almost want to say. And so many things came to me and through me in that session. So many things about myself, about my life, so many thoughts, realizations. And it's something that I want to share with you. So today's episode will be more like a audio diary almost, like a very personal story of mine. I want to give you a little bit of context first. So tomorrow is my lomi birthday. I call it a lomi birthday because my literal birthday is in June, when I was born. But my lomi birthday, it is a day when I was born as a lomi practitioner. And that was 7 years ago, on 28th of January 2017. That was my first lomi training that I ever took. That was the first day when I ever touched somebody with so much presence and such consciousness, and I did my first lomi on that day. And if you want to know more about why I even wanted to learn lomi and what my beginnings were and what changed in my life, then I invite you to listen to the very, very first episode of Touchful Podcast. I think I recorded it 2 years ago on my lomi birthday, and that was also the episode that just inspired the whole idea of a Touchful Podcast. So I'm not going to repeat all that, but I want to give you a little bit of a context, because I feel that it is extremely important that I have received lomi myself today, a day before my lomi birthday, a night before my 7th birthday. Another bit of a context that I want to give you is that some time ago I completely changed the way I work, the way I practice lomi, and the way I do it in business terms. So I used to do it as my daily job, something that I would do every day. And then in November 2023, I moved out from Reykjavik to the Icelandic countryside. And my working system now looks like this, that I come to Reykjavik every month for a couple of days, and I do lomi mostly for my regular clients, people who have been in lomi therapy with me for a couple of years, or some returning clients of mine. I came to town on Tuesday and I had my first sessions on Wednesday. And since Wednesday, or actually even since Tuesday, I cry every day. I literally cry every day. And I feel that these tears are about all kinds of things. But mostly I cry because I feel moved to tears by life itself, by my journey and everything that I have been through, and where I am right now, and the journeys of my clients and their stories. All these lomis that I did, lomi sessions that I did since Wednesday, all these beautiful, magnificent people and the stories that they share, they just move me to tears. Life moves me to tears a lot these days. And I feel that my heart is open like never before. I was even sharing that today with my friend before the lomi session that she gave me, that I literally feel that my ribcage is opening, like I almost have no ribs, and I feel that my heart is so much on the surface, that it is on the surface of my skin, that it is on the surface of my body. And that is, to me, one explanation of why life moves me so much to tears. And also, it shows me and it proves my point of something that I have been saying relentlessly for all these years of educating people about lomi and about emotions and about letting go and opening up. That the moment you open up the door to your heart, the moment you stop guarding your heart, you open up to everything, to the greatest joy and the greatest sorrow, to the greatest love and the deepest sadness, to the biggest gratitude and to rage and burning anger, to everything. And I feel a little bit, not even a little bit, a lot like this. So many waves of emotions coming through me these days. But what I feel is that they are waves. The nature of emotions, all of them, is that they come and go. And through the open heart and through the open body, they can flow so easily. They can come and go so easily. So I had days recently when I was shedding tears of joy and gratitude, and I was just moved to tears by the very fact that I exist and that it is precious. And a couple of hours later, I would be moved to tears by the deepest sadness that I couldn't even explain, or by extreme fear going through my whole system. But like I said, what I feel is that my emotions don't take me anywhere anymore. That they are like the waves coming through me, but I don't feel that they are tsunami waves. I feel that through the open heart, they can flow easily and freely. And I want to share with you some of the processes that I have been through these days. And this process had its culmination in the lomi that I received this evening. Before the session, my friend asked me if there is anything that I want to say or share or express. Do I have some intention? Do I want to speak up about something? And I could feel that the lomi that I wanted to receive, that it would be about many things for me, that it would be about celebrating myself and celebrating these 7 years of my journey, 7 years of my lomi here in Iceland, that it would be about taking care of myself, but also that it would be about acknowledging this part of myself that is always doubtful. And these days, or the last weeks, when I could feel my heart expanding and growing and opening like never before, like I told you, it opens up to greatest love and greatest gratitude, and it also opens up to fear and sadness and all kinds of things. And my heart and my human opened up to the feeling that there is this like a fear and anxiety in me that I do everything wrong. And don't even ask me what that means, because it's absolutely illogical. And that's the thing with emotions. They're from the realm of feeling. And if you try to explain them with reason coming from the realm of thinking, it will never work out. At least it never worked out for me. I need to let my feelings be felt and my thoughts be thought, and that's it. So I've been having this feeling, like a deep pain almost, like sorrow and big fear and anxiety that I do everything wrong, that I have been doing everything wrong, that I have been practicing lomi in a wrong way, I have been teaching lomi in a wrong way, I have been living in a wrong way, that I have been doing everything wrong, and I just should stop doing all that because it's all wrong. And coming from the openness that I feel right now, and I've been feeling recently, I could feel that these feelings of like I'm doing like these thoughts, I'm doing everything wrong, and I'm living life in a wrong way, and that would just bring the feelings of anxiety and sadness and confusion. That these were the feelings that were trying to close me off. You know what I'm trying to say? That these feelings were trying to close me, to close my heart, to protect myself from feeling all that. But the deal that I had with myself some time ago, and I have been practicing and embodying, is that I want to live with open heart always. That to me this is the only life worth living. This is the only way that I know, this is the only way that I'm interested in. And yes, I am aware of the fact that living with open heart all the time means also opening up to all kinds of, we call them so-called difficult emotions. I'm doing like an air quote now. I kind of don't like this expression anymore. So I knew that it would be like this. And I knew that what I wanted to do is I wanted to open, to welcome these emotions with love. So the question that I would ask myself every day, remember, maybe you listened to the previous episode, it was about quantum question, wisdom questions, this kind of questions that you just throw them out there to the universe and they do the magic. So the question that I would practice relentlessly these days, last weeks, would be, how can I open up more? How would it be to open my heart even more? How would it be to show up as love? How would it feel to be so open? How would it be not to guard my heart? How would it be to feel that I don't need to protect myself from anything, from any feeling? And I would ask myself all kinds of these questions, but mostly the one that I've been working on the most was the question, how can I open up more? How can I open up to more love? How can I show up as love? So I shared that with my friend before the lomi session. This place where I'm coming from, place of one hand deep gratitude, and also the place of being almost unable to appreciate myself. That I could feel that throughout the years, all the years of my life, since I can remember, that I've been holding myself, or maybe I should say it in a past tense, I was holding myself to such unrealistic standards. And I went with all that to the lomi session. And my intention was to let all that go through me instead of closing myself to protect myself, because I don't want to feel that, because it feels shitty, because it's painful to feel all that anxiety and sorrow and fear. So I'd rather close my heart. I was like, no. We are not going there. We are never ever going there again. How can I let this go through me? Because I know that there is some wisdom in it. In all that I feel that I'm doing everything wrong, whatever it means, and that I feel anxiety and sorrow and sadness and confusion, that every emotion is like a messenger that comes with pure gold, and I want that gold. So I went with all of that to the lomi session, and what I felt at some point was this deep embodied thought, and like I call it an embodied thought, but what I mean is that it was not in my mind, it didn't come from the mind, but it was like the deep realization coming from my body activated through the lomi. This deep realization that this life really is sacred, that it really is so precious, that it's priceless. And I have heard it 100,000 times before, that life is sacred, life is precious, this moment is precious, you are precious. But never to that degree. I have never felt it to that degree before. And that brought tears to my eyes, so I started crying on that lomi session, and my friend was just continuing the session, massaging me, allowing all this to go through me, and I was crying these tears, warm tears of, I don't even know, gratitude, I think. But actually I kind of feel the same tears coming to my eyes right now when I recall that memory, that this life is sacred, it's holy, and there is not even one part of it, not a millisecond of it, that wouldn't be sacred and holy and coming from love. And I don't know how it sounds to you. To me, when I try to put it in words, I'm doing my best, but it still sounds kind of flat. But what I felt was such a big wave of relief. A wave of relief and a wave of just being moved by life. I felt that life moved me on that lomi. What I could feel is that the thoughts that I'm not going to speak in plural, I wanted to say the thoughts that we are having, but I'm just going to maybe say it like how it is in my case, the way I feel it, the way that I believe to be true, that the thoughts I have about myself, if they are cruel thoughts, if this dialogue inside me that I have, if it is diminishing and cruel, then it really hurts. It really is painful. It really feels painful, like physically painful almost. The realization that I had on that lomi session, and what I'm trying to share, was that it really matters what I think about myself and what I say to myself. Because if these thoughts are thoughts like I'm doing everything wrong, like I've been doing lomi wrong, everything wrong, everybody's better than me, all kinds of thoughts. It doesn't matter that my mind knows that it's not true. It doesn't matter. Because the feeling is that they are really hurting me. I could feel them as painful. So no wonder that when I think that these thoughts, that the first reaction of the heart is to close off. Because it hurts. It literally hurts. It's painful. Just like when somebody would hit you or punch you, the natural automatic reaction of your body would be to protect itself, to close off, to tense up. And there were all kinds of other things like going through me in that session. And when it has ended, what I felt is that the thoughts that I think about myself and others and the whole world, that they are a choice. And coming to life with an intention of opening up as love, inspiring myself to more love, being love, showing up as love. And coming from that feeling that life is sacred, it is precious, it is priceless, it is worth everything, that I could feel that I don't want to do that to myself anymore, hurting myself with these kinds of thoughts. But it doesn't mean that I want to repress them or suppress them or pretend that they don't exist. On the contrary, I actually had to pause for a moment and put my hand on my heart and keep feeling what I wanna share from the heart. Okay, let me put it like this. Again, I'm gonna take an example from the previous episode about wisdom questions, quantum questions. One of the questions that I shared with you was the question of, if you could do anything, anywhere with anybody, what would you like to be doing? What would you like to do? Love to do the most in your life. And I had a conversation about that with my sister the other day. And what I said to her was, if I could do anything, I would like to inspire myself to love and inspire people to love, inspire people to open up and inspire myself to open up and to live with open heart, knowing that there is no need to guard my heart. There is no need to protect my heart. And it's funny thing, when I say these words out loud, my mind doesn't agree. My mind is like, of course we need to protect the heart. What if somebody just comes and just like rips it off and does whatever they want with your heart? Of course we need to protect it. But when I actually ask my heart, is that true? Is that true? That I don't need to protect you, my dear heart? Then I feel that the answer from the heart is yes, that it is true. And this is something that I'm in a process of discovering and in a process of learning right now. how to live constantly with open heart and how to open it up more and more every day. On that lomi session, I also had this, it was like an image that came to me, that each of us has this unique heart. And this heart is naturally shining. In my image, I could see the heart shining and glowing. But it is also physically true. The heart is emitting a signal. It has a magnetic field that can be measured, and each heart has a unique heartbeat. So I had this image of this glowing, open heart that is alive and that is just shining to the whole world. And then in my image, I could feel that the moment I try to control it in some way, the moment I am thinking about the outcome, what kind of shining will it be? Will people like my shiny heart, or will they criticize it? Will they come after me because of my shiny heart, or will they like it? The moment I started to feel all these doubts, I could see that in my image it was like putting layers on top of the heart, and the shine of it was diminished. And I don't want that in my life ever again. And when I'm saying this, I literally feel like crying, because I know so well how it is to live with a closed heart, to constantly protect myself, to expect the worst from people and to expect the worst from myself. I know it. I have been there for so many years, and I will never go there again. That is my choice. That is my promise to myself and to my heart, that I'm gonna keep opening it, even if it means that I'm crying every day, and sometimes I don't even know why. Even if it means that I need to have sometimes super difficult conversations, super vulnerable. I have never felt more vulnerable in my life than I feel right now. And at the same time, I have never felt more invincible. I feel that my vulnerable open heart is the most undestroyable, invincible thing in the whole universe. So I'm gonna keep exploring that, because I feel that what is happening is that when my heart keeps opening, then the world keeps giving me opportunities and chances to confront some of my fears, some of my limitations. The world is giving me something that we sometimes call triggers. And I get triggered a lot these days. And normally, my reaction to a trigger would be to shut off my heart, to close it. This closing the heart, it's another image that came to me right now. This closing of the heart, it feels like you are closing the tap with the water. It's just like, no, it's not gonna flow. All that love, all that amazingness, no, we are just closing it off. We are shutting off the heart because of some trigger. Because somebody triggered me and they did something or they said something. And my practice now, these days, last week, last month, last year, I have a feeling that it's been a year of constantly breaking my heart open on purpose, opening it up. That when I come from this place of open heart, life keeps giving me triggers, because they are like gifts. They are opportunities for me to to meet myself and to come to that meeting from the place of love and from the place of truth. And there is nothing more healing that has ever happened to me than to meet myself with love and in truth. And like I said, sometimes it means extremely vulnerable conversations. Sometimes it means opening up so much that you didn't even know that it was possible and you think that you are losing your mind. Sometimes it means feeling, like I said at the beginning, feeling all kinds of these, what we call difficult feelings. And I don't want to call them difficult feelings anymore. But whatever it takes, I feel that it is so worth it. And again, I feel like tearing up when I think about it. And I feel into it that it is so worth it to show up in life over and over again from the place of open heart. That life has a different flavor and it constantly feels like a prayer. I remember many years ago I heard this sentence that it really inspired me. It really got engraved was the right word, in my heart. And the sentence was, make every breath a prayer, not a performance. And I feel that I'm discovering yet another meaning of that sentence. That with open heart, every breath is a prayer. I don't need to even make it a prayer. Every breath is a prayer. And when I start to close my heart, things start to feel like a performance. And I don't want my life to be a performance. I want my life to be a prayer, because it is. And a part of me right now is feeling that I'm rambling and that it will be the weirdest episode on earth. And it might be so. But maybe one person will listen to this and they will get one sentence from this that will inspire them to take the risk and open the heart and not guard it. I think I'm gonna stop here. In a way, I feel that I could just be going on and on for the whole night. But I also feel that maybe I'll just park it here. If something here was inspiring, if you would like me to elaborate on something more, or just share your perspective, you can send me a message. And I'm gonna... I had this weirdest thought and I think I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna dance. I'm just gonna play a couple of songs that I like and I'm gonna dance. And tomorrow I have such a beautiful day ahead of me. Because like I said, it's 7 years of my lomi. And I invited my clients to come and my students and everybody who is interested in lomi and they want to meet me. So we will have a gathering here and I feel that this is it. This is what I wanted. This is the meaning of my life right now. That I want to inspire myself to love. And I want to take as many people with me as possible. And the fridge turned on. I'm sitting next to a fridge, and the fridge turned on, and you probably can hear it in the microphone. Through the microphone. So I'm just gonna stop here and I'm gonna say thank you for you and keep being you. Keep discovering who you really truly are. Keep feeling deeper than your thoughts and keep opening up even deeper than your feelings. Be daring, be caring, be grateful, be courageous. or not, but do you. Live your life, because it's precious, it's priceless, it's sacred. Aloha, and I will talk to you sometime again soon. Bye bye.